Good afternoon. It is once again my pleasure to present the creative writing module that I wrote for this conference. And let me share my PowerPoint. So the title of my module is Memory as Appetizer, Exploring Food Through Literature. And this is a creative writing module. So, for an overview, literature possesses a remarkable ability to channel emotions and sensory experiences, while memory has the unique power to rekindle past sensations and foster cultural connections. Together, they elevate local cuisine beyond a mere meal, transforming it into a compelling narrative, a sensory journey, and an art form. So the learning objectives of this module. In this creative writing module, students will explore the short stories of one of our local writers, Louella Eslao-Alix, that delve into the vibrant local cuisine and collective memories of Cebuanos. Students will not only examine the connections between memory, literature, and the culinary traditions of our region, but also cultivate and refine their creative writing skills. So the module's primary objectives are as follows. First, understand the connection between memory, literature, and cuisine. Second, analyze how local writer Louella Eslao-Alix uses food to evoke memories in their works. And number three, develop descriptive writing skills. So for the learning materials for this module, um, you will need copies of 6 short stories that are available or that are published in um, Mamloy, as we call her fondly, collection of short stories called Food and Love. So these stories are Latik, How to Cook Kinilaw, Chorizo and Tinabal, The Perfect Bite, Have You Heard of Pinatapi, and Consider the Pig. So these are basically the only materials that you will be needing. So to begin the discussion on this, um, it will be good to give some sort of an engagement activity. And you can ask 2 or 3 volunteer students to just share in front of the class about a dish that holds a special place in their hearts due to a significant memory associated with it. And sometimes these are just little things that trigger some of our most precious or painful memories. So ask them to describe the flavors, textures, and the emotions it stirs within them. So they should get the class going and thinking about the connection between literature, memory, and food. So for the discussion, first the teacher will give a brief discussion, and then after that you will be reading the short stories, and then there will be a roundtable discussion, and then the creative writing exercise. Okay, so as an introduction, um, literature and memory are the seasoning that makes local cuisine an unforgettable feast. They infuse local dishes with cultural richness and personal connections. So, in the following discussion, I would recommend that teachers provide literary examples for each number. So, in what way do literature and memory act as seasoning to local food? So, first, literature is a sensory gateway. Literature brings local cuisine to life through vivid descriptions of flavors, aromas, and textures. It has the power to transport readers to different locales, enabling them to taste, smell, and feel the essence of a dish. Whether it's a subtle scent of spices wafting through the pages or the tantalizing descriptions of a perfectly seared local specialty, literature creates a sensory gateway to the world of local food. And if you're fond of reading literature from our own literature or literature from other countries, I think we can attest to this. Second, memory is a personal connection. Again, I recommend that teachers provide examples for each of this. So, personal and collective memories are intertwined with the tastes and aromas of local dishes. A single bite of a beloved family recipe or a regional delicacy can trigger a cascade of memories from joyous celebrations to cherished family gatherings. These sensory connections make the experience of local cuisine deeply personal and emotionally resonant. Now, I will be giving some creative writing exercises in the end that will also give examples. Third, they also serve to nurture cultural identity. So literature and memory can serve as a repository of culinary traditions and cultural identity. They keep alive the stories of local dishes, the rituals of preparation, and the significance of particular ingredients. These narratives foster a sense of cultural pride and belonging, helping communities preserve their culinary heritage. Fourth, literature and memory bridge time and place. They allow readers to connect with generations long past and places they've never visited. Through the pages of a well written novel or the verses of a poetic ode to original dish, they can experience the culinary traditions of different eras and regions, expanding their understanding and appreciation of local food. Fifth, inspiring culinary exploration. And I hope literature, this is one way in which literature can also motivate us. So literature, by its ability to romanticize local food, often inspires culinary exploration. It piques curiosity, encouraging individuals to seek out these dishes, whether in their hometown or during their travels. Books and stories become guides and appetizer for gastronomic adventures. And there are many books that I was surprised to discover serve as guides for gastronomic adventures. Okay, so after you have discussed each of these points with the students as by way of introduction, then we will introduce the author. So Louella Eslao-Alix, or as we fondly call her, Mom Loy, is a heritage writer who has written books on old churches and histories of towns and cities of Cebu. Her recipe book, Hikay, The Culinary Heritage of Cebu, was published in 2013, and a collection of short fiction authored by her again, Food and Love, was launched just last year. She is also the author of Balaanong Bahandi, The Ecclesiastical Treasures of the Archdiocese of Cebu, Via Veritas, Biography of Ricardo Cardinal Vidal, Mandaue, History of Bantayan, and Jubilee of St. Therese Parish. She has also contributed columns to Cebu Daily News and hosted Tastes of Cebu, a twice monthly cooking show. As a home cook, she is a staunch advocate of preserving Cebu's local cuisine. She has given seminars to various groups on this topic and is a firm believer in putting to the fore the unique fruits and grains of Cebu by enthusiastically testing recipes using indigenous plants. So this is our author for this module. So now we begin with the analysis of literary texts. So again, as I mentioned earlier, this module will come in two parts. There will be the analysis of literary text and roundtable discussion, and afterwards a creative writing exercise. Okay, so a step-by-step guide first provides students with copies of the following short stories. The Tick, How to Cook Kinilaw, Chorizo and Tinabal, The Perfect Bite, Have You Heard of Pinatapi, and Consider the Pig. Afterwards, divide the class into groups of 4 and have them read the short stories together because it's also good for them to interact as a group with the text. Third, conduct a roundtable discussion of the following questions based on the short stories they read. So I have provided one question for each short story. First, in Latik, how does the author's assertion that memory is a powerful appetizer underscore the importance of food in triggering recollections and emotions? How does the statement reflect the central theme of the story? And what ways does the concept of memory as an appetizer resonate within narrative exploration of nostalgia and cultural connection through food? Okay, so I think the teacher can have free hand in choosing how students answer this. They can answer by group, they can answer individually, they can be assigned items to answer. Okay, second question, in How to Cook Kinilaw, Alex wrote, Kinilaw is essentially the art of eating freshness, tasting the sea from whence the fish minutes ago was swimming in peace, gliding in the salty haven until it was caught for your delectation. So how does the author's description of Kinilaw as the art of eating freshness reflect the cultural and sensory significance of this dish in Cebuano cuisine? In what ways does this statement capture the essence of Kinilaw beyond its culinary preparation? And how does it connect the dish to the sea and the concept of freshness? Next question. In Chorizo and Tinabal, how does Alex's portrayal of the carbon market, with its sensory richness and bustling activity, enhance the reader's understanding of the cultural significance of chorizo and Tinabal in Cebu? How does the market serve as a setting that brings to life the essence of these local delicacies and their role in the regional culture? Fourth, in The Perfect Bite, how does the author's description of ingredients and dishes in Cebuano culture that are best eaten together shed light on the significance of food pairings and culinary traditions in the region? How does this notion of the perfect bite reflect the cultural and gastronomic identity of Cebuano cuisine? And in what ways does it exemplify the interplays of flavors, textures, and memory in the local context? What, in your experience, are other examples of the perfect bite? Um, Fifth, in Have You Heard of Pinatapi? How does Alex's exploration of the family delicacy, its name, and its mysterious origins exemplify the role of food in family traditions and stories? How does the narrative encourage readers to reflect on their own family dishes and histories and memories that they carry? And finally, the last question. In Consider the Pig, Alex invites readers to consider the cultural and collective significance of the pig to Cebuanos. Reflect on a food item or ingredient from your own cultural or family context that holds symbolic importance. Analyze how these food items serves as a cultural marker and explores the ways in which it is intertwined with identity, customs, or significant cultural memories. How does this analysis enhance your understanding of the role of food as a carrier of cultural heritage and identity? So these are the questions for the roundtable discussion. Of course, you are free to add more um, that just to get the students thinking about literature and also the interplay with memory um, that are usually inspired by that are carried in the foods that we eat. Okay, so I have provided here a rubrics for the roundtable discussion. So there will be four criterias. I mean, four levels: limited, which is 1 point; basic, 2 points; proficient, 3 points; and excellent, 4 points. And the criteria: there's a content knowledge, active participation, critical thinking, collaboration and communication, organization of ideas, and respect of courtesy. Okay, so you can read this rubrics later on. I think there are handouts. So I have also provided here the overall score. So if the students scored within the range of 1 point to 6 points, so that's limited; 7 to 12, developing; 13 to 18 points, competent; 19 to 24, outstanding. Okay, so after you have already done the roundtable discussion and provided from literature examples of how these work, things that get the students thinking, now we can proceed to the last part of our lesson, and that is the creative writing exercises. So I have here a list of, I think, 18 activities, 17 or 18 activities, and ask each student to select one writing exercise from the list below as a take-home activity. The essay they write based on the writing prompt is to be submitted the following meeting or whenever the teacher decides. So these creative writing prompts will help them explore the intricate relationship between food and memory, allowing them to craft evocative narratives that connect sensory experiences with the emotions and recollections associated with food. So for this, I would leave it up to the teacher to set the length of the essay and other criteria for the essay. Okay, so I have quite a lot of writing prompts here, but I'll just focus on the ones that I made bold. So put in bold. So family recipe. So here's an idea. Ask the students to choose a traditional family recipe that has been passed down through generations. Describe the process of making this dish, its cultural significance, and the memories of family gatherings it invokes. And this perhaps gets even more precious to us the older we get. Okay, another writing prompt is a culinary journey. So imagine a meal in a foreign country, one that introduced you to new flavors and cultural traditions. Describe the sights, sounds, and sensations of that memorable dining experience. I think this is also something that travelers would love. Okay, another one, again, just the one highlighted in bold, another writing prompt is feasting with friends. So a lot of times our memories of food has to do with us eating with friends. So recall a memorable meal shared with friends. Describe the setting, the conversations, and how the combination of food and companionship made it unforgettable. Another one, epiphany, and I think this is the last example that I'll highlight, epiphany through edibles. So draw inspiration from Marcel Proust's In Search of Lost Time. This is a very well-known narrative ploy, that we kind of picked up from Proust In Search of Lost Time, and describe a moment when tasting a particular food triggered an epiphany or memory, much like the famous Madeline episode in the novel. Okay, so I have more examples here, but feel free to go through this list at your own convenience at a later time. Oh, and I have one more, sorry. The literary banquet. So plan an extravagant banquet inspired by your favorite literary works. So I think this will be really fun. If you're fond of planning dinners and planning menus, so write a menu that includes dishes inspired by characters, scenes, or themes from those books. Describe the flavors and how each course relates to the story. So that might be a fun way to mix together different literary works. Okay. So again, I have provided a rubrics for the essay writing, and similar to the rubrics for the roundtable discussion, there are 4 levels here: the limited, the basic, proficient, and excellent. Again, the limited is 1 point, basic has 2 points, proficient is 3 points, and excellent is 4 points. And the criterias will have to do with the thesis statement, the introduction, the content and analysis, the use of literary examples, the organization, clarity of expression, conclusion, grammar, and mechanics. Okay, so I have different descriptions of what the limited, basic, proficient, and excellent will be. I have also provided the overall score. So if the students again get within the range of 1 to 8 points, that's limited. An essay that falls short in several key areas, lacking clarity, depth, and effective organization. If you get within the range of 9 to 16 points, developing. An essay that addresses the topic but may lack depth, clarity, or strong organization. Within the range of 17 to 24 points, that's competent, a solid essay with clear analysis and organization, though there may be some areas for improvement. And if you get a score within the range of 25 to 32, that's outstanding. A thorough, insightful, and well-crafted essay that demonstrates a deep understanding of the topic. So these are where you can find Mom Loy's stories, my references. Again, these are all published in her collection of short fiction, Food and Love. So I hope this will be a helpful resource to teachers. And thank you very much for your time.